Comedy bang bang, 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 comedy bang bang.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. This is Comedy Bang Bang, a very special episode of Comedy Bang Bang, part one of our 2012 Best of Spectaculars. And if this is your first time listening to the show, let me imagine what's happening. It's Christmas. You unwrapped your present. Mommy and Daddy, hopefully, I pray that your mommy and Daddy are still together. Because that's the only way to raise a family, in my opinion. If this is your first time listening to the show, I do not mean that. Maybe Mommy and Mommy gave you something. Maybe Daddy and Daddy. I don't know, any combination of two people, but I think two is really important. Single parenting, I'm not a fan of. Again, I don't mean that. But someone gave you a present, be it a new iPad, iPod, I don't know anymore. And you, figured out how to, you were like searching around and you said, ooh, podcast, this looks good. And you heard about the show. Maybe you saw our TV show. We have a TV show on IFC, the Comedy Bang Bang TV show, which, the first season of which premiered last year. You can check that out on iTunes as well. But you found this, you looked at all the guests on our program and you said, God, look at this. There's 180 some odd shows. How do I do it? How do I start? I have no idea where to begin. And then all of a sudden something caught your eye. Best of? Well, hey, why not start with the best? Simply the best, as they once said. So I think you are a smart, savvy person knowing exactly which episode to start with. And basically what we're going to do is every year we have our listeners vote on their 10 favorite episodes. We tally up the episodes and we give you the highest ranking. I mean, that's the only way to do it, in my opinion. Give you the highest, So we give you 10. We start off with 10 and we count all the way down to 1. And now this particular episode you're going to hear today, we start at 10 and we're going to count down to 6, along with a few bonus clips in the middle of great moments that didn't quite make the top 10. But that's what you're going to hear today. And next Monday, we're going to count down from 5 to 1. So it's going to be a really fun show today. Some great clips. I think this was a great year. And you're really going to enjoy this, especially if it's your first time hearing any of these. Now, speaking of the first time hearing any of these, let me introduce a person who has not been on the show the entire year. He hasn't been on since the best of last year, so he has not heard any of these clips, I'm guessing. Please welcome comedian, raconteur, on the Esquire Best Dressed list for this year, I'm imagining. If I'm just guessing at what he's wearing right now, he's wearing a knit tie, which I haven't seen one of those since 1986, I believe.
Guess, wait till you hear where it's from.
1986?
Well, now you've ruined the surprise.
But please welcome Paul F. Tompkins, my special guest.
Oh, Scott, I am pleased to make, I think is my fourth appearance on the show?
I think so, yeah. You're hardly ever on, but you're a friend of the show.
Yeah, well, I do enjoy the show. I'm a big fan. And I'm glad I can always manage to squeeze it into my schedule to visit you.
Especially at the end of the year, I know.
Especially at the end of the year.
Yeah, I think you made a mid-year visit one time.
That was weird. Never again.
Yeah,
I didn't care for it. It felt weird.
Yeah.
Uncomfortable.
A little straight. I mean, especially like it was a hotter month, as I recall.
Oh.
And, to see you not in your suits was scary to me.
Yeah,
you were wearing some sort of a tank top.
I was wearing this. It's the shirt that's great. If you have a wife who doesn't listen, and you
say no more.
You know what I'm saying.
I'm on board. Yeah.
Yeah. This is a shirt that's designed for the active husband.
The husband on the go?
The active husband with a violent temper.
Oh, sure. What exactly does this shirt say?
Well, it's a wife beater. That's what it's called.
I see.
Yes,
I
that's
see.
the type of shirt that it is.
I
know a lot about garments and their terms.
Okay, I understand. I thought it was a tank top with lettering on it that said "Shut up, bitch" or something like that.
Oh, my word. Well, I'm a gentleman.
I only beat my wife. I don't use that kind of language.
I may be extremely violent, but the language lasts forever. Some scars don't.
Bruises fade away.
That's right.
Paul, welcome to the show. Thank you so
Scott,
much for being
thank
here.
you for, well, you weren't done.
Period.
Thank you for having me.
Full stop.
It's a pleasure to be here. As always, I look forward to this, not all year round, but when you remind me that it's time to do the best of, I start looking forward to doing it immediately.
Yes, which was about 3 days ago, as I recall.
That's right. And I got all excited about it.
Yeah, well, this is an exciting time of year. We had a great year, I think.
You did, and congratulations on all your successes.
Thank you so much. And it's really due to the talent, I think, that you're going to hear on these clips.
Oh, definitely, 100%.
We have such great people did the show.
It is.
this year.
You can take little to no credit for the success of the show.
I don't. Believe you me. We have great talent. I mean, the stars that are on this episode just today and next week.
More stars than there are in the firmament.
Or in the firm. I mean, you had Tom Cruise, Wilford Brimley.
Yeah, I mean, that cast maxed out at a certain point. And I think there's more people that have been on the show than were in the cast of the firm.
The firm, yeah. How many people are in a movie, would you say? Not counting extras. 30?
Oh, let's not count extras.
Speaking roles,
Please.
I mean.
Speaking roles, I'm going to say 30.
30 people per movie.
I think it's a rule.
That's right. It's a SAG rule.
It's a SAG rule.
Anything more than that, and your budget is $200 million more.
Scott, for the flyovers, SAG stands for Screen Actors Guildatory.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
What did you think it stood for?
I just thought it was SAG, it's about old actresses,
Not these days.
No.
Well, with all of them going to Dr. 90210 and so forth.
Tell me about it. Or Dr. 90201, just in the next zip code over.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't get a great Beverly Hills address,
Oh, that
but he
had to
still
hurt.
does good work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Paul, are you excited to hear what clips we have here for the listeners today?
Yeah, of course I am. Why are you questioning me?
I
Scott,
mean,
I already told you I was looking forward to this.
I know, but there's a difference between looking forward to something and being excited about the clips.
I feel like you're trying to catch me out or something. Like,
This is gotcha journalism.
why are you holding my feet to the fire? You're like Helen Thomas.
All right. You passed.
All right, well,
he is excited.
Now I'm glad that I passed the test.
Well, let's get to it. What do you say?
All right, fucking shit.
Oh my gosh.
Well, you got
Never
me.
heard you use that language before. All right, our 10th clip coming at you here is from episode 174.
Oh, I think I know this one after you say it.
Yeah, at this point, we had already done 173 shows, and we said, hey, let's do another one. So you know which one it is from that.
Was that a tough decision?
It really was. I'm usually a 173 and out kind of guy.
Like who did you discuss that with?
I prayed for a long time.
Of course you prayed on it. Of course you prayed on
Yes,
it.
of course. I discussed it with my family.
Your wife Kulop.
Yes, and our two
dog-
children,
Oh.
Malia and Julia. Julia, of course, who played Urkel on
Yes,
Family Matters.
that's right.
Yeah, we adopted him when he was 28 years old.
That's right. Well, he's an orphan.
Yeah, he was. Oh, a dirty, filthy orphan, which is how he ended up on that show.
That's right.
That's right, because...
A TV show took him in.
Yes, SAG, as we explained earlier, has all sorts of rules about orphans. If an orphan shows up at a studio, you have to adopt him onto the show.
Yeah, but and now I know what people in the audience are thinking. Oh, I'll just dress up in rags and tatters, show up there, and begin my acting career. You have to be a real orphan, and they will know.
They check.
You have to have your orphan credentials.
Yeah, and not only that, if you're not an orphan, they kill your parents. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you will be an orphan.
They make you an orphan, and then you are cast out
into the desert.
From the acting into the desert.
They also blind you.
That's right. And
Like Oedipus.
They give you a recipe for locusts and honey.
So, don't try to think you're going to get into show business, guys, because we're already here.
You can't fake orphan credentials because of the hologram.
So this was
You can fake orphan credentials, though.
Yes, of
if
course.
you just want to show up and exterminate bugs in people's homes just for the hell of it, it's very easy to
People
fake
don't mind.
No,
especially if you don't require payment.
It's the most successful impostery of all time.
This is from an episode 174 called Series Regulars. Is that ringing any bells for you, Paul F. Tompkins?
Ring any bells for me.
As a listener of the show.
Does it R any B's?
Which is what R&B music, that's how they came up with that title.
Because it rang people's bells.
And it had so many bells in the songs, and also Richard Belzer, the Bells himself,
Of course.
has many albums.
That's right. He's a prolific R&B producer.
That's right. A lot of people don't know about his wall of sound.
Yes, he built a wall of sound, WHALL, and that's where he did all those great Keith Sweat albums, Orange Juice Jones.
I love him.
Boys, two men.
Oh yeah, which they're called that because there were only two. There were two boys and two men in that
Yeah.
group.
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was two full-grown adults and then two 6-year-old children.
Originally, they had a semicolon in their name.
Yes, no,
Like a
two
newspaper
semicolons.
headline.
Boys two men. Just fully separated and let you know what you were in for. The weird thing is that the 6-year-old was the bass guy in that.
Yeah, he was a bit
He
of a
does the
prodigy.
monologue and I'll make love to you.
Yeah, also an orphan.
Yeah, also an orphan, which
Yeah.
is how he got in. Anyway, there's so much show business history.
Neither here nor there.
I feel we haven't even gotten to our first clip yet.
Series regulars.
Series regulars.
I mean, the title is familiar.
This episode starred Lizzie Kaplan. Lizzie Kaplan from Party Down, from so many great movies.
She's been a series regular on Party Down.
Cloverfield.
She was a series regular on Cloverfield, the movie.
That's right. And this episode also has comedians Nick Kroll, who is upcoming on the Nick Kroll Show on Comedy Central,
That's right.
out in a few weeks on Comedy Central. You should check that out. And also John Mulaney, who from Saturday Night Live, he was
right.
a writer on that and also on Weekend Update.
That's
has a
right.
great comedy album that came out last year.
Very funny young comedian.
Now, all of a sudden in the middle of the show, those guys left. Those two left.
What?
Lizzie stuck around.
Wait, this sounds familiar now.
Yes, and all of a sudden, two weirdos came in.
Scott, I remember this clear as day now. I was so excited to listen to Lizzie along with two of my favorite comedians.
Sure.
And then those guys left, and I was like, oh, now what? And
was
then
a
those
little weird.
weirdos showed up, and I was like, these guys are weirdos.
If you've never heard
they
the show
eat
before,
weird things. They
Yes.
like weird things.
They eat weird Cheerios.
They they eat weird Cheerios, which is a reference, I think.
I think. I don't know.
Why is that so familiar to me?
I don't know. But yeah, if you've never heard the show before, every once in a while, strange people walk in, and we have an open door policy on the show.
Scott, I think we've talked about this before. I don't think you should have this open door policy.
We gotta lock these doors at some point.
You
It's
get so many weirdos coming in.
almost 4 years now, and we haven't bought locks.
New listeners, strap yourselves in because you're going to hear. Here's what I think you're going to hear in this best of episode.
Okay.
And the one to follow. It's a veritable parade of weirdos.
Eating weird Cheerios.
Eating weird Cheerios. Weird Cheeos.
Episode 180. Do you know what it is, Paul?
180.
180.
I feel like that must have fallen between 179 and 181. Can you give me a little bit more?
It's also after 178.
Oh yeah, I guess it would be, right?
Yes.
Where is it in relation to 177?
It's after.
Oh, I don't care for this fellow. Or lady. Mustn't be sexist.
That's
You
true.
could have been doing a lady.
I think it would be sexist the opposite way if you heard someone with a high voice and assumed it was a lady.
True.
So I think you were actually not being sexist. Congratulations to you.
I'm great again. What's the name of the episode?
This one is titled Friends Without Words.
Oh, I know this one all too well.
Yes.
I listened to it many, many times.
Friends Without Words. Our good friend, speaking of friends, Gillian Jacobs from the TV show Community.
Isn't it Gillian Jacobs?
That's right. Yeah, it's a hard J.
Yeah. It's a hard J.
Gillian Jacobs. Gillian Jacobs, you know her. She plays Gilly on SNL, and she also plays Britta on Community, which
That's
is
right.
coming back very soon in February on NBC. We welcome that show back. But she's great. She's a friend of the show. She's been on several times.
She played Jacob in Jacob's Ladder.
That's your Jacob's Ladder. And she came by, and she's been on the show many times, and I'm not going to play the clip where we talk about our Words with Friends saga. Okay, that go and check those episodes back that she's been on to hear the complete saga.
if you want to read all about that, you can check it on Deadline Hollywood and Snopes.com.
That's right. And Snoops.com, because they were snooping around and they found out that info before anyone else.
How do they get their information?
I think that they snoop around people's houses,
I mean,
Paul.
why do we put up with it as a society?
You know what? We can't prosecute them. They flash
can't.
their badge and say Snoops.com.
That's right. Snooping is not against the law.
Yeah, it's true.
And it's sanctioned by the government.
So this episode, Gary Marshall, also the creator of Happy Days,
Legendary
Laverne and Shirley.
TV producer. He's a big movie director.
Yeah, he directed Pretty Woman.
That's right.
Possibly one of your favorite movies. I'm not talking to you, Paul. I'm talking to the listener.
Yes, the
that's
unseen
got to
listener.
rank number one on some person's list out there in the world. Their favorite movie of all time.
Probably most people's.
Probably. So he was here along with us, and right before this clip, Gillian Jacobs, sorry, had grown very sort of, I guess, enamored of Gary Marshall. Oh, wait, is it Jerry Marshall? Is that the...
It's Jerry
Jarshall?
Is Jerry Jarshall? Probably Jerry Jarshall. Yeah, she seemed to take a shine to him when she realized that he was rich and elderly.
Yeah, because Gillian... it was coming off Community. It hadn't been airing in a while. Needed some of those residual checks. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
So she was not doing too well. So she basically, before this clip, had convinced Gary Marshall to kill his wife.
Yes.
Which he did.
Yes, he did.
He did. So when we come into this now, Gary's killed his wife. Gillian and Gary are together. And we have a new guest, Tracy. The first time this girl, Tracy, had ever been on the show. Tracy,
college student.
And she had just taken a trip, and she comes on the show, and all hell breaks loose.
As it is wont to do.
That's right.
That guy, he's got a joie de vivre that for a guy his age.
He's 150, I think, at least.
Yeah, right?
He has to be.
Yeah.
He looked 100, when he was created Happy Days.
He might just have one of those faces, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
He's an old soul.
An old soul with an old face.
Yeah, now his soul and face match his body.
That's a great compliment, by the way, if you ever see someone and say, hey, by the way, you're an old soul with an old face. And then you bat down whatever they're holding.
You're an old soul with a face to go with it. That was an old-timey insult.
You're an old-timey insult with an old soul? Okay. Anyway, so...
you're a Swiffer. Do you think somebody would be offended by that if you called him a Swiffer?
If you walked up to a stranger on the street and said, hey, you're a Swiffer, and you walked away, what people would go, fuck you, wouldn't they? But then
I would.
But then they would kind of go, what do you think I mean?
It would really mess with your head. You'd really start to think about it, like, how am I like a Swiffer?
You'd like start looking up slang dictionaries and going, what am I doing? And then you would start to ascribe its meaning to whatever you're doing, like whatever fault that you find within yourself.
Is this the thing that makes me like a Swiffer?
Fun. You Swiffers out there.
What's up, Swiffers?
Oh, by the way, all the fans of the Comedy Bang Bang are Swiffers, by the way.
Yeah, that's the name for them, right?
Henceforth,
yes.
You're a Swiffer.
We're all Swiffers.
What fun we're having.
We are having fun.
So far, we've counted down 10, 9, and then had a bonus.
Do you know how much fun it is? Everyone knows how much fun it is to count from 1 to 10.
Sure. But going backwards?
If you just go backwards, it's a feast for the senses.
It really is. I find that if we were to start with number 1 and count down to 10, people would turn it off. Right after 1.
Yeah, it's exactly.
Which is, we recorded 2 episodes that way.
Yeah.
It took hours and hours doing it, and until we realized that the backwards way is the best way.
Isn't there a cut of the movie Memento that's forward?
I think that if on the DVD there was a bonus feature where you could play the movie in real time.
Right. And do you think anyone ever watched all of that?
I don't know. I wanted to. I watched The Godfather in real time. There was that.
Oh, the Godfather saga.
Yeah, the Godfather saga.
Yes, well, that's enjoyable,
I guess.
But I feel like if you know,
I like watching The Godfather 3.
I feel like, oh, well, you can stop it at that point. You know what I mean?
Because it all takes place.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Is that you would start to watch Memento as it goes proceeds in real time, and then I think you would stop. I don't think you would watch the whole thing.
That's interesting. How many bonus features have actually been played on DVDs? They're the reasons you buy them. Do you ever play them?
I will say, I think you play them once, and then that's it. Which that makes sense. I will say that when I got into Freaks and Geeks, because I'd never seen it when it aired, and I watched the whole series in one weekend, and I didn't want it to be over, and I watched I had the crazy box that had everything on it, all these crazy features, and I listened to every single commentary. And some of those episodes had 2 separate, distinct commentaries. I listened to all of it.
I find it hard to watch the commentary. Like, I always go, ooh, good, there's commentary, and I find it hard to watch because you've watched the movie already, and it's like another 2 hours or whatever.
The worst part is when a director will say, or somebody will say at some point, well, I hope you're not watching this with the commentary first before watching the movie. No one's doing that. No. Who would do that?
Who would do that? Some kind of monster.
But that's how... That's how they think of us, Scott, as monsters. The big wigs in the showbiz industry empire.
The hoi polloi, they think of us as.
The cheaply.
The rabble rousers.
The navel gazers.
The cheaper seaters.
the gutter snipers.
The popcorn eaters.
The ticket rippers.
Oh, now all of a sudden we're not even the audience? We're working in the theater?
At the theater.
Oh, that's even lower.
I when I first moved to Los Angeles, I applied for a job at the Sunset 5 movie theater to rip tickets, and I was rejected. I did not get that job.
You were rejected.
What about me suggested that I could not handle the responsibilities of that job?
I wonder if you tried to get that job now, if they would take you.
There's only one way to find out.
Let's do road trip. And this comes to us from episode 156. If you were guessing, what episode would this be? Divide. How many weeks in the year are there?
There are 52 weeks in the year. Still, right?
So 52 weeks in the year. What episode would this be? 156.
How many episodes do you do in a week?
Just one.
Just one.
So 52 times 3 would be 156, which would make this our third anniversary show, Paul.
Happy anniversary!
Happy New Year, Frosty the Snowman.
Happy Madison.
Do you want to do some Woody Allen as a fan of Entourage right now? What do you say?
Johnny Drama, I need you to do the lines exactly as I would say them.
Eric, what's going on? The Murphy group. Are you getting back together with, what's her name?
What?
What is her name? I don't remember. Sloan. What's it? This is my favorite Woody Allen type of voice is when he gets real whiny.
Yes,
like
exactly. It's the two. He's got two speeds.
Yeah,
it's the really whiny.
He's got this one.
Declarative. I'm just talking about a thing, and then
Annie.
I saw Sloan. Why won't you call her? She's missing you.
I think you guys need to get back together.
Woody Allen giving someone relationship advice.
Yeah, boy. If Woody Allen ever gives you relationship advice, refuse it.
Adopt some children. Go out with them. See if you like them.
I don't know. Come on. I want him to be on the show. So we shouldn't slam him.
Yeah, you know what? Good point.
I want him to be a friend of the show. This is from episode 154, Paul.
154. Okay, so that's going to be
2 weeks before the anniversary.
Before the anniversary.
So what would you...
I thought the anniversary was 152.
That was 156. 52 times 3.
You got me.
Yep. I'm one of the best. You've been had by one of the best.
Yeah. I've also been had by the rest.
That's true.
Yeah.
So you've been had by everyone. Wow.
Yeah.
You're gullible.
I am dumb.
Speaking of dumb, this was a great show. This is an episode called Finger Guns. Finger Guns. And this, all right, let me set the stage here for this episode.
Please.
Several years ago, the first year that...
Back up.
Oh, okay.
You're Scott Aukerman, the host of Comedy Bang
Yes.
Bang.
No, back up.
Oh.
The Big Bang Theory.
When the Earth began to cool.
Yes, of course. Primordial stage. We raised ourselves up from out of the ooze.
That's right. Everybody talked. They said, let's do legs.
Sure. And then fast forward to podcasts.
That's right.
Smash cut to Comedy Bang Bang is the podcast.
That's right.
Paul, we've done it. No, it's not time for a bonus clip. You got so excited.
I did. My little eyes lit up. My heart grew 10
little
sizes.
Beady eyes.
My little beady piggy eyes.
Those ugly colored little eyes.
The two little dumb pebbles in my skull.
You know what? You're a real Swiffer. Have I ever told you that?
How dare you?
No, Paul, it's time for the end of the program.
The end of...
Part one. Part one. Yes, WHONE. That's the end of part one, and we're going to have part two coming to you next Monday. And if you can't wait that long, if you're a new listener to the show,
then go fuck yourself. No.
Oh, I mean, they could do that certainly. Yes, who am I to stop them from fucking themselves?
I mean, who am I to stop? If you want to go fuck yourself, then be my guest.
Go fuck yourself. I mean, it's something you want to do.
It's so hateful.
No, if you're like, oh, that wasn't enough for me, I say, go to the 2011 best ofs. There's
Yeah.
4 hours of
There
those
you go.
waiting for you if
There
you're
you
new
go.
to the program, or just check out some episodes previews to the show.
More top-notch clips. If I were you, and I look, I'm a comedy connoisseur. I'm
Sure.
not just a guy who makes the sausages. I eat sausages all day long.
You're making them, and then you eat the sausages that you make.
I make them and I take them. I'm a terrible businessman.
That's right.
So
Don't get high on your own supply.
keep your eye on the sparrow. I would suggest if you like free entertainment, why don't you download all the existing episodes of the year and listen to them?
So check that out, and check us out next week when we count down from 5 to 1. We will see you next time from Paul F. Tompkins and myself.
Don't go to bed with a price on your head.
Don't go to bed angry. Always make up with your wife.
Don't go to bed. Go even.
Yeah, never go to bed.
Go to
I think
even
that's
bed.
what we're trying to say.
Ah, you fucking assholes.
See you next week. Thanks.
Cursing.
Bye.
This has been an Earwolf Media production. Executive producers Jeff Ulrich and Scott Aukerman. For more information, visit earwolf.com.
earwolfradio.com. The wolf dead.